I've been saying this about like aluminum cooking and aluminum foil and aluminum deodorants for years. This is a little bit deeper into WildFit than we normally go, but there is real, there's evidence out there to suggest that aluminum is one of the major contributing factors to the development of Alzheimer's disease. And of course, most underarm deodorant is full of aluminum. So people are like wiping this aluminum onto one of the reason that we put it there is because that's some of our thinnest skin, because that's where we let our sweat come out. So we wipe it on there, aluminum, directly into our bloodstream, basically. So I'm not a fan. Equally the same with aluminum cooking and aluminum foil. Now, I use aluminum foil occasionally when I'm deep in the bush in Africa and I want to throw, you know, an onion in the fire. I'll wrap it up in aluminum and throw it in there. But that's a few times a year. We saw on the front page of some other news website that there's all kinds of evidence to suggest cooking with aluminum foil is absolutely terrible. And it's one of those things, like I've been saying it for years, but not totally adhering to it. And then I saw this article, I'm like, okay, time to step up and live according to what I believe. So cooking with aluminum, I would regard as a bad idea. But by the way, just in terms of a fun little human history point, when the plague swept through Europe on a number of occasions, consider this. Routinely, people ate back then lard pie. In other words, a pastry with lard inside it and cooked in a lead pie tin. Think about that. Like, I'm not saying, hey, there was no bubonic plague. What I'm saying is, what do you think would happen to a population if you fed them lard pie cooked in lead pie plates? I think what would happen is their lymphatic glands would swell up and they would die. So, you know, and I'm not saying aluminum is as bad as lead. I'm just saying that at different generations of our development, we learn more and more. And the biggest thing is because ultimately humans are this giant experiment. So one day we start cooking with aluminum and we don't find out until 2 generations later how bad that is. So for now, yes, I would say avoid cooking with aluminum. Obviously, in terms of cookware, you know, going after like a really good quality stainless steel and cast iron type stuff where you're not going to get leaching into the food and that sort of thing, I think is the answer. But when it comes to the, you know, quickly throwing something in the oven wrapped up in tin foil, you know, by the way, it's not tin, it's aluminum foil. I don't know why they call it tin foil, but the fact is they don't have a substitute. But what I have done lately is if I want to grill a piece of salmon in the oven and I want to keep, really, why was I using aluminum foil? To keep the oven clean. So what I'll do is I'll put the aluminum foil on the tray below to catch the fat if I'm going to do it that way, or just put a cookie tray underneath it. But in terms of wrapping stuff up and throwing it into a fire, I don't have another solution right now, sadly. And when I'm back in Africa throwing things in a fire, I probably will have to use aluminum foil the odd time. But again, remember one of the key things here is a very important aspect of WildFit is the human body is unbelievably resilient when it is getting its needs met. You understand? Like, our bodies have a phenomenal capacity for dealing with toxicity and cleansing itself when our nutritional needs are getting met. The trouble that we have in the Western world today is that we have the combined reality of high toxicity and massive malnutrition. So in other words, we're overfed, over-toxified, and also undernourished, and that makes these things even more dangerous. So I would say that if cooking with aluminum foil is an occasional thing as part of a normally fundamentally healthy diet, I wouldn't fret too much about it. But if you were doing it every day, I would stop.